It was the first day of the new semester, and Jake was already feeling overwhelmed. A student in his second year of high school, Jake had always struggled with his studies. He was an average student, but his lack of confidence kept him from excelling. The bright faces of his peers seemed to mock his feelings of inadequacy. That morning, as he walked into class, he noticed a group of students laughing and chatting. He tried to smile, but his mind was clouded with self-doubt. What if I fail again? What if I never get better? He thought. He felt like an outsider, a shadow among the vibrant, successful students. As he sat down at his desk, a girl named Emma walked past him. She was always smiling, her positivity contagious. She didn't notice Jake at first, but as she walked by, she stopped and turned back. "Hey Jake," she said, offering a warm, genuine smile. "I know you've got this. Just remember, even small steps forward are still progress." Jake didn't respond. He just nodded awkwardly. But for a moment, Emma's smile lingered in his mind. There was something powerful about the simplicity of it. Despite the chaos of his thoughts, that smile had made him feel a little lighter. In the days that followed, Emma's words and smile stayed with Jake. He would see her every day, always smiling, always radiating warmth. She wasn't the smartest or the most popular, but something about her presence gave Jake a sense of hope he had never experienced before. Despite his growing admiration for Emma, Jake found it hard to change his mindset. His grades weren't improving, and he couldn't shake the feeling that he wasn't good enough. But then, one afternoon, as he sat in the library trying to cram for a math test, Jake overheard a conversation between Emma and another student. "I used to struggle with math too," Emma was saying. "I didn't get it at first, but I kept showing up, trying again and again. And each time I did, things started clicking." "How do you stay so positive through all of it?" the other student asked. Emma smiled, a small, knowing smile. "It's simple," she replied. "I just choose to believe that every day is a chance to get better. It's not about being perfect, it's about staying positive and showing up." Jake felt a spark of realization. He had been focusing too much on what he couldn't do, rather than what he could do. He had been waiting for the world to change around him instead of taking responsibility for changing himself. The next day, Jake decided to make a change. As he walked into the classroom, he consciously reminded himself to smile, even though it felt awkward. But as the hours went by, something shifted inside him. His small smile helped him feel more connected to the people around him. Even when the lesson was challenging, he kept reminding himself that every effort counted. Over the next few weeks, Jake started noticing his own transformation. Not only did his grades improve, but he also began to feel more confident. He started smiling more, both at others and at himself. His classmates began to notice too. People who once overlooked him started offering help, asking him to study together and cheering him on. Jake still struggled at times, but now he faced his challenges with a sense of optimism that he had never known before. His smile became a symbol of his determination, a reminder that he had the power to keep going, even when things seemed tough. One afternoon, Jake sat in the cafeteria, finishing his lunch. He noticed a freshman sitting alone at the table nearby, looking just as he had months ago, isolated and unsure of himself. Without thinking, Jake stood up and walked over. "Hey, mind if I sit with you?" Jake asked, offering the freshman a warm smile. "I know what it feels like to struggle, but trust me, things get better. Just keep going, and don't be afraid to ask for help." The freshman looked up, a little surprised, but a small smile tugged at the corners of his lips. Jake's words had planted a seed, and in that moment, the power of a smile had come full circle. As graduation day approached, Jake looked back at the person he had been when he first walked into high school, self-conscious, withdrawn, and overwhelmed by his insecurities. But now, as he stood on the stage, ready to receive his diploma, he realized that the true success wasn't in the grades he had earned or the recognition he had gained. The real achievement was in the transformation of his mindset, in the way he had learned to face each challenge with a smile. Jake turned to look at Emma, sitting among the audience, her trademark smile shining brighter than ever. He knew that her simple act of kindness, of offering a smile and a word of encouragement, had been the spark that changed everything. That day, Jake walked off the stage with a renewed sense of purpose. He had learned that positivity was not just a fleeting feeling. It was a choice that had the power to transform not just his world, but the world around him.
Do like and subscribe this channel if you love your puppy.